Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Boxiest, and today we're going to continue the What If series. What if events had gone differently? And in this What If, we're going to change the history of Cobra Kai. What if Devon was in the Karate Kid? So in this timeline, Devon would be alive in the 80s, she would still be in debate, and she would be aggressive like she was in the original timeline. Devon would see the Cobra Kais around her school, she would be interested in learning karate, and she would want to join. So Devon would show up at the Cobra Kai dojo. Kreese would see Devon, and he wouldn't want her to join, but Devon would challenge one of the Cobra Kai students, so one of the students would fight her. Devon would use her aggression, and she would land a hit on the Cobra Kai student. Kreese would see this, and he would be impressed. He would see that Devon had potential, so Kreese would allow Devon to join Cobra Kai. Devon would be the first girl in Cobra Kai, and the events of the Karate Kid would continue. Devon would start to form a bond with the Cobra Kais, and Johnny would see Devon as a little sister. Johnny and Devon would be protective of one another. Daniel would still move to the valley, and he would still be invited to the beach party. Daniel would still meet Ali, and those events would stay the same. Johnny would still show up, and the rivalry between Daniel and Johnny would still be formed, and the events of the Karate Kid would carry on. Daniel and Ali would start dating. Devon would mess with Ali to get back at her for breaking up with Johnny. Those events would continue. The Cobra Kais would continue to mess with Daniel, and Daniel would still spray Johnny with the water hose, so Johnny would get mad, and he would still chase down Daniel, and they would still beat him up, but Devon wouldn't be there. But much like in the original timeline, Mr. Miyagi would still save Daniel, and he would still fight off the Cobra Kais. Mr. Miyagi and Daniel would still go to the Cobra Kai dojo, and Mr. Miyagi would still propose a tournament. Those events would continue. Mr. Miyagi would still teach Daniel some Miyagi-Do, and those events would continue. The bond between Mr. Miyagi and Daniel would begin to grow. The night of the L Valley, Daniel and the Cobra Kais would compete, and they would start winning their matches. Devon would also be fighting, and she would be winning her matches. Daniel would face Devon. Their match would be close, but Daniel would get the upper hand, and he would defeat Devon. Daniel and Johnny would still make it to the finals, and much like in the original timeline, Daniel would still defeat Johnny using the crane kick, so Daniel would still be the All Valley champion. Kreese would still be mad at Johnny for losing the tournament, and he would still choke him, but much like in the original timeline, Mr. Miyagi would still save Johnny, so Johnny and the rest of the Cobra Kais would decide to quit, but Devon would decide to stay. Johnny would want to convince Devon to leave Cobra Kai, but Devon would say she wasn't a quitter, and that she was going to be the next All Valley champion. Devon would continue her training, Cobra Kai would get more students, and Kreese would train his students. Kreese would tell Terry about the new students he was getting, so Terry would want to visit the dojo, and he would see all the new students. Terry would become a second sensei at Cobra Kai, and he would help train the students. The events of the Karate Kid 2 would still happen. Daniel and Mr. Miyagi would still go to Okinawa. Those events would stay the same. Sato would still want to fight Mr. Miyagi, and Daniel and Chosen would still have the rivalry. Those events would carry on. Daniel and Chosen would still fight, and Daniel would still defeat Chosen. Those events would stay the same. Kreese wouldn't want to get revenge on Mr. Miyagi and Daniel, and they would focus on Devon's training. So Devon would compete during the next All Valley, and she would start winning her matches, and Devon would be the next All Valley champion, and Cobra Kai would continue to expand and grow over the years. And that is where I'm going to end this What If. Thank you guys for watching. What do you guys think would have happened if Devon was in the Karate Kid? Let me know in the comments below. YouTube lets me know that the majority of you are not subscribed, so if you guys could subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And I'll see you guys next time.